Good evening, and welcome to the Big Z Sports Extra Point Show, showcasing the Strasburg Tigers, powered by Battle Motors, purpose-built, quality-driven. Now, let's head out to the Hartzler's Quality Housing Mobile Studio at Game Day Grill in Strasburg with Big Z Sports.
Travis McClellan joining you for this Extra Point Show brought to you by Battle Motors. Big Z Sports excited to be featuring the Claymont Mustangs today as we'll be discussing Claymont football and Claymont athletics with some names and some faces that Claymont's going to recognize.
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you to the Dennison Yard for hosting us here. Wonderful food and drink, and we're down here, like you said, Nick. What a better day, and we're moving into the fall. The weather's coming. Can't wait to talk Claymont football and athletics.
You're talking that weather when we get from 80 degrees and humid during the day to that 56 and chilly when you go to bed.
Right, exactly. Beautiful. Have the windows open, bring in that fall air. You know kickoff's coming. What's better?
And if you haven't had the Dennison Yard, I can't imagine you'd be from our listening area and have not heard of or been to the Dennison Yard yet. You got to get down here. Great pizza, great pasta, great everything.
Indoor seating, outdoor on the patio here for beautiful nights. You got to come down and enjoy some vittles.
Some vittles, yes. And of course, we get lucky enough to be here for this Extra Point Show featuring the Claymont Mustangs. Of course, we will be talking with head coach Eric Henry of the Mustangs football team. We'll also be talking with athletic director Justin Jones about what you need to know on what's happening with Mustangs athletics. A couple real good teams I know about this year that are going to make some big noise for Claymont for sure.
Yeah.
And we're also going to feature 4 of your favorite Mustangs players. Of course, we'll be introducing them later. I know that they immediately came over here and gravitated towards that pizza that we had sitting out.
Hey, listen, when you get football players after practice, you're hungry. So you see food over at the table and you're invited over there, you just get on it.
You absolutely do. I mean, you speak like that from experience.
Well, I've had an experience or two there, yeah. But, especially when you get fed, it's a special day. And, you're 4 special young men, and the other guys are at home showering and eating whatever they're getting the yard here up close and personal.
Now, when you were playing, would you have taken this as a special nod as, you're going that extra mile?
Yeah, absolutely, because you're looked at as a leader. You're looking at as somebody coach trusts, and because, you don't want any bulletin board material out there. So if you're invited to something like this, this is great what TUZ and Big Z Sports does, and they bring. See, here's the thing. Everyone can see Alec and Brody and Spencer and Jesse play, but, they can't get up close to them. Here, we're right next to customers at the yard. They can talk to them, get autographs if they want, and, it is a special thing.
Get autographs if they want. That might happen, if you are interested in coming down and joining us for this Big Z Sports Extra Point Show. Be sure to do so. Come down to the Dennison Yard. We're here for the next hour, all thanks to Battle Motors and, again, the Dennison Yard. Go ahead and take a quick break here before we come back, and we will be first welcoming in head football coach Eric Henry from the Claymont Mustangs. We'll return right after this.
How does a new career in an extremely high-demand field sound to you? Well, the former Crane Carrier Company in New Philadelphia is now Battle Motors. Battle Motors is expanding rapidly for their all-new heavy-duty electric truck production. Battle Motors has immediate openings for assemblers, electrical technicians, painters, blasters, as well as numerous engineering and design positions. If you're interested in a great career opportunity, apply online at battlemotors.com/careers.
Travis McClellan here, and now joining us from our set, I guess you could say, on the Dennison Yard patio is head coach for the Claymont Mustangs, Eric Henry. Coach, very excited to welcome you in here, and of course, on a picture-perfect day. Couldn't ask for better weather.
Absolutely. It's beautiful out. We appreciate you guys coming down here and talking to us.
So, Coach, starting things off, coming into this, I know it's not your first stint with Claymont. We've talked to you about this before, back in your second stint. We know you guys are working hard down there, getting everything moving in the right direction for Mustang football. Tell me kind of what the vibe is with the team. Obviously, the 0-2 start is not exactly what you guys wanted, but we've seen some positive things.
Oh, absolutely. The kids still.
Oh, no, you're good.
The kids still have a positive, mental attitude, which is good. We feel we're getting there, but there's still a lot of things that we have to fix. A lot of mental mistakes that were costly in both games, and missed tackles. But we feel we're getting there, but we still got to figure out how to put it all together.
Now, Coach, starting things off, week one of the season, Harrison Central, we know that's a very physical Harrison Central team. Had some things rolling on offense. What would you look back on that game and maybe hope to adjust?
Well, with Harrison Central, we had a hard time with our defense, getting our defense to basically missed tackles was huge, and they had big plays out of it. So, we definitely had to work on that, and then we go to Canton South, and it kind of flipped for a little bit. Our defense was clicking for a half and a little bit into the third quarter, and our offense was struggling to get going. So, again, it's just us eliminating mental mistakes and tackling and putting them both together.
Coach, you mentioned Canton South, but that wasn't your original opponent. You were originally scheduled to tangle with East Tech, but they had a little equipment issue. So talk about that just real quick.
Right. They, with Rydell, there's the huge helmet shortage.
Sure.
And Rydell, supposedly a plant had caught fire, and so anyhow, Rydell's having issues, and they didn't get their helmets till like Thursday before they were supposed to play us.
Oh, okay.
So it just didn't make good sense for us and for them to play, and it kind of worked out that Canton South was supposed to play a Columbus City school that was on strike, so it worked out.
Yeah, and you're a familiar opponent as you opened up last year with Canton South, so that was an easy scheduling for you guys.
Right, and of course Matt's up there, and Matt's a good guy, good
Sure.
coach, so it worked out really well.
Yeah, Coach. Well, I want to talk about something outside of football real quick. As you know, I believe that football, there's more to lessons than just what happens on the field, and I know you do too. Talk about the life lessons and the motto you have there at Claymont about raising better men and better people.
Well, we've stressed all year, all winter when we started last November, for us, as a program, we have to take it one day at a time. So we kind of adopted this win the day, win the day, and small things build up to bigger things,
Sure.
And that's what we're trying to stress. There's, again, our kids, they're not used to winning, and we have to get that mentality built in our kids, and that'll help. Certainly.
Yeah, you truly have to learn to win.
Yes.
And you see that through your success as a high school football player, and when you get that program going, you succeed on the backs of the guys that came before you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
This class here, this senior class, they've really bought into what we've been selling all winter. They've 4 days a week. They've done everything we asked. And we also we tell them, that's you're laying the foundation. You're setting a good example for these younger kids. And we're hoping that it pays off out there. And we told them, we can't guarantee that. It's going to translate every Friday night, but it is going to show the hard work. So this senior class has done a nice job.
Now, Coach, you mentioned kind of that win-the-day mentality, everyone showing up, doing what they are asked to every single day. Does a lot of it have to do with having that leadership on your team? We recognize so many of these names that have come back for another season and are out there grinding every single day.
Yes, for sure. When we went up to Canton South Saturday, the coaches was outside the locker room talking after the game and, discussing different things. So finally, when we get ready to go, get on the bus, we walk in the locker room, and the visiting locker room is spotless. Mm-hmm. The kids took it upon themselves to make sure everything was cleaned, and that's a little thing, but what that does for the younger kids is it shows them this is what we're supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to act. So, those little things, eventually lead to bigger things.
Now, you mentioned the spotless locker room and everything. You guys got a little bit, some changes to Claymont Stadium. Obviously not a whole brand new stadium, but some still very nice renovations, obviously.
Yeah, it's pretty much brand new, except for one building.
Yep.
We've been very
that
fortunate.
Still counts, right?
Absolutely. We got sponsorship. Community has done a nice job. We're very grateful for the community.
You've already played your first away game. You got 2 more coming this Friday night. You're heading up to Fairless to take on the Falcons. Veteran team up there. They have 10 seniors on defense. Talk about the Falcons a little bit.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They got 10 on defense. They got 7 on offense. So they're definitely a senior-led team. Very, very physical team. Coach Sauerball has done an outstanding job up there. He's got them believing, and they're rolling. We were lucky. We got to go up and watch them last Friday night against Tusky Valley, and Tusky Valley looked good too. So Fairless is definitely a strong senior team.
So, Coach, we talked about your away game. How do you get your team ready with the mentality of going on the road? It's a little different than getting in a home game.
Well, it is. We bring the kids in and we feed them. On Fridays we just feed them something small, sandwich, things like that. We've got different film rooms throughout the facility. So, we bring them in and we try to get them to kind of focus on what's ahead of them and then we get them on the bus. We don't like to be on the bus, so we'll leave as late as we can. And,
okay.
And get there and jump out, get dressed, and go.
Okay.
Now, pardon me, Coach. Now, kind of finally here, you mentioned Fairless, but looking down the rest of your schedule you've got here, obviously some very, very tough opponents, ones that you see all the time, like the Garraway Pirates, but you also got, Buckeye Trail, Marietta. With that kind of gauntlet ahead of you guys for the rest of this season, what is your biggest lesson or the biggest thing that you want your team to focus on in order to make it a successful run in 2022?
Well, we try to stress to the kids, and we have for the past several. We're facing adversity, and you try to instill in the kids. Look, this simulates life. Things aren't always going to go your way. And they haven't for us, but they can say, we'll have to eliminate those mental mistakes. It's nice, and it's a good thing for me, and hopefully he sees it that way. I get to yell at him all the time now. When I played for him, he was always yelling at me.
Yeah.
So now, I'm constantly on him and giving him all kinds of grief. So, but I'm thankful for it, and it's a good thing.
Awesome, Coach. Well, thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it, and very happy to welcome in some of your players from Mustang Country, and we hope to be talking with you soon after a game.
Thank you very much.
It's head coach Eric Henry with the Claymont Mustangs. Always great to be talking with Coach about some Claymont football. A lot of passion, obviously, that he has, Travis McClellan, for these Mustangs.
Yeah, and that's what you need to build a program. And there's more to football than just wins and losses, and that's what Coach Henry's digging into. You got to build the foundation to bring it up. And I said earlier, you win games on the backs of the guys that come before you. They do it the right way. They do it well, and there's going to be success in the future for the Mustangs.
Well, welcoming someone else in now that we will talk with Mustang football a little bit, but we're going to be branching out to a lot of other Claymont athletics as well. That's Athletic Director Justin Jones. Justin, this is actually the first time I've gotten to meet you. A couple years in with Big Z Sports, hadn't had a chance yet, but welcome in.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having the guys, Coach Henry. I know the Yard appreciates you guys being here, and we love to show off the Twin Cities.
Oh, and a picture-perfect day, as I've mentioned.
And you couldn't have asked for a better day here, yes. So thanks for having us.
AD, Mr. Jones, let's talk about your facilities, and we'll talk about football for right now, but your basketball facilities, you host the IVC showcase there, but we're going to touch on your facilities a little bit. You're blessed here by the community. You have great facilities. You guys run it the right way. Let's touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, we were able to replace our facilities over at the stadium through the community backing us through, having different fundraisers,
sure,
supporting levies, just doing all types of different things.
Beautiful field, bleachers,
yeah, I was going
turf.
to say the bleachers. We had a couple foundations give us money to help replace the turf, or put in the turf and replace the bleachers, replace the track.
Sure.
it's
you got the
state
field
of the
house
art.
right behind
the field
there?
house behind.
Yeah.
Everything in there is
shebang.
brand new. Yes,
Yeah.
everything is brand new. I always tell people here the Twin Cities is so supportive,
Sure.
and we couldn't be in a better place.
Elaborate into that a little bit. When it comes to your job as an athletic director or just as a district success overall, having that community support is so huge, and unfortunately not all districts get this kind of support, but always seems like Claymont can depend on that.
Yeah, we can always depend on them. It doesn't matter, times. The one thing I want to say about here, when times get tough, they rally together. And we weren't in a tough time, so it was kind of great to see that, hey, they knew our kids needed this, our kids deserve this, and our community needed it. And it's not just, because it's located in Yerkesville, but Dennison, the community of Dennison was very supportive, and they were very helpful, just along with, everybody in Yerkesville. And so, I'm a big fan of, using the term the Twin Cities. It's just one of those things that they help with anything and everything and anything. You can ask anybody for help, and you're going to get it.
Coach, we talked about football here a little bit, but let's branch out to some other sports for Claymont. You have volleyball and basketball. You're a busy guy. Golf right now. You got a wrestling program and things of that nature. Let's talk about all the successful sports that you pilot here at Claymont.
Well, I think right now we can start with the fall sports. We have golf going on, our boys and girls golf teams. Golf, and we have a middle school golf program. We got boys and girls tennis right now in this fall, so our girls are playing tennis.
Okay.
We got cross country. We host a large invitational. It's called the Yerkesville Novellas Works Early Bird Invitational.
Quite the mouthful.
Yes, it's a mouthful. They brought in over 30 schools.
Wow.
A couple from West Virginia and the majority from Ohio, and that was just this last Saturday. Very successful, huge race, and it always goes off without a hinge. No problems, no issues, and if there was, you'd never know.
Sure.
But it comes back to that support from the community.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our success, comes from the fact that we have support when we need it. Our boys and girls golf over at Big Bend Golf Course. It's locally owned, it's locally supported, and that's where we are.
Sure.
Our tennis courts are brand new, so our girls and our boys get to play on brand new tennis courts.
Awesome.
It's just, it goes with those facilities.
And for anybody outside of football, that's the biggest thing we talk about in fall normally is football, but
yes.
Plenty of other things going on right now that they can get out and support the Mustangs.
Yes, without a doubt. We got a brand new gym floor out there, and our girls volleyball team is taking advantage of it. They're off to a good start. They're fun to watch. We really don't have a team that you're not we're going to meander out there and check them out. No, we actually get a following in almost everything.
Good.
So it's very nice to see, and it's great for the kids.
So, Justin, I have to ask, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. What's the most challenging and also the most rewarding thing about being an AD?
Oh, boy.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. Let's come out swinging.
Well, I think for me, we have a big school district here at Claymont. I spend a lot of time in my office because I'm busy doing stuff for our middle
Sure.
school and our high school.
Scheduling.
And whether it's scheduling, whether it's checking to see if officials are going to make it, or busing issues, or stadium and whatnot. I would say that's probably the most difficult piece of it. But the most rewarding part is when you get to go to the games and you get to see those kids having success.
Sure.
I'm not from the area, so I build these relationships with these kids as we go along. So when you see them having success, it's like being a coach and being a part, and you're just happy for them.
Awesome.
So I think that's probably the most rewarding.
And finally here with that stadium project, with some of these other projects that have been going on for Claymont, anybody you want to specifically thank for helping make that possible?
Oh, wow. There's so many people that
you
helped.
Don't have to go through all of them.
I was going to say, there's just way too many to name that I would just start missing people. I'd just prefer not to just get one or two.
That's right.
I will say that, we appreciate everybody that gave, whether it was $1 or umpteen thousands.
Sure.
When you're doing something like that, every dollar counts.
Sure.
Perfect. Well, Justin, thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciate talking a little Claymont Mustangs athletics with you. And
absolutely.
We'll obviously be around following the Mustangs football team. We'll have to keep an eye on that volleyball team as well, as you said, off to a good start.
Yes, please do. And, thank you guys for coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'll say it for the Dennison Yard. We appreciate you guys being here, and I hope you guys enjoy your time in the Twin Cities.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Always do enjoy our time in the Twin Cities. That was Justin Jones, the athletic director for the Claymont Mustangs. And You know, Travis, that's the one thing, I think we kind of mentioned it maybe earlier in the show, but that is the one thing that you never have to doubt, and that's going to be that there is a lot of pride in 922.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of pride down here, and, dating back from when I started learning about Claymont in elementary school, the people here are proud, and they support their club and all their clubs, and, they have great facilities, great people, and it's nice to see them have some success.
Definitely so. Well, we will go ahead and take another time out here, and we will come back with a few Mustangs football players, Alec Tarakitis and Brody Moreland, coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. The Battle Motors Extra Point Show will return in just a few moments.
You're listening to the Extra Point Show, built by Battle Motors. Purpose built, quality driven.
How does a new career in an extremely high-demand field sound to you? Well, the former Crane Carrier Company in New Philadelphia is now Battle Motors. Battle Motors is expanding rapidly for their all-new heavy-duty electric truck production. Battle Motors has immediate openings for assemblers, electrical technicians, painters, blasters, as well as numerous engineering and design positions. If you're interested in a great career opportunity, apply online at battlemotors.com/careers.
Extra Point Show. Nick McWilliams, Travis McClellan, now joined by some of the Mustangs. I won't say best players because that just sounds bad for the rest of your teammates, but some names that people in the Twin Cities, of course, are going to know. It's Alec Tarakitis and Brody Moreland. Brody immediately to my left, and Alec, thank you both for coming on here. Very excited to be talking some Mustang football.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Travis.
So, Brody, you're a junior. You wear number 3.
Yep.
Play wide receiver and corner. Talk about your season so far.
It's been good so far.
Good.
Had a couple catches,
Good.
good yards.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, Brody, we went through some the stats from Game 1 up against Harrison Central. We know that game didn't quite turn out how you guys wanted it to. Great stat line for you, though. 7 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Finding a lot of open space in that game.
It could always be better. So.
Now, always be better. Is that something maybe you guys talk about during practice?
Yeah.
Run me through that a bit as to how Coach Henry kind of instills that in you guys.
Well, we say win the day every day, so that's part of it, and I don't know, it motivates us, and when we're out there, we're motivated. So yeah.
That'll work. And Alec, for you, I know one of the biggest things we talked about in this offseason, you've got that track speed that everyone likes to talk about.
Yeah.
And I got to see some of that on a couple videos, and I tell you what, you really get going.
I will say it does help a lot on the football field. If a guy has to really lock in on you, it helps your teammates a lot too. So I think if I can just be a nuisance to game plan for, I feel like I really help my teammates as well.
Oh, I really like nuisance to game plan.
I like
for.
that.
I want to remember that one.
You know what? That's true. I coached football for a number of years, and you do have kids where you specifically have to game plan for and spend extra time, so that was a great answer. But both of you are juniors. talk about being leaders and being underclassmen and how that goes, and what your role is as far as leadership. Are you more vocal? Are you more just doing things right every day?
I think coming in every day and doing your job, and as we say, win the day every day, I think that's extremely important. But being vocal, I try my best to be encouraging to our teammates,
Okay.
every day, really come in and, get them hyped up in practice, someone makes a big play, a big catch, we all get pretty animated and
Great.
excited.
That's
but
awesome.
I think it's good to do both. I think you can't just do one. I think you've got to do your part and then also get your teammates excited as well.
Excellent.
Now, Brody, I know with Alec I mentioned the track, but I know I've seen your name in some other athletics, correct, for Claymont?
Yep, basketball.
Basketball, of course. Now, tell me a little bit, maybe some of the skills you've learned from basketball, maybe you translate over to football.
Quicker on my feet and just more mobile and just quicker and all that. Yeah, and that's about it. But,
Quicker on your. I mean, that makes sense. I mean,
Sure.
Travis, you and I have talked about it before. We always advocate for trying for as many sports as possible.
Absolutely. I think I read somewhere that 85% of Ohio State scholarship players are multiple sport athletes. So, college coaches want to see that. I know when I was on the staff at Dover, they'd come down and ask about so-and-so and so-and-so. Hey, what else do they do? They want to see you compete in a sport that maybe isn't your best and see how you do about those. So, but I have an off-football question for both of you, so I'll give you both a chance to answer. Are either of you superstitious, and what superstitions are there?
I am very
Immediately hands the mic to
superstitious in track.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but I always put on my right shoe first.
Okay.
That's one of my things. Whenever I set up my bag, everything has its spot,
Sure.
And I don't know if that's a superstition or just
Sure
me
it is, yeah.
doing the same thing every day just to always have some sort of plan. But
Routine, ritual?
to.
Sure.
Brody, anything for you? Anything with your superstitions?
about the same thing. It's
Yeah.
the usual.
And that routine you guys are talking about, some call it superstition, some call it routine, but that really helps get you into that game day mood, right?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, that's what practice is, right, Nick? It's a routine. It's doing everything. Hey, on Mondays we do this. Tuesday we do this. That's why when the game starts at a different time or a different day, it really throws you off. And, I want to talk to you guys about that. You guys had East Tech coming, and then all of a sudden you switched to Canton South. So talk about how that transition was, how that affected you guys. I mean, it is a change. I know you're just young men, but it's still different than what you were looking at coming into that week.
Yeah, we only had a couple days to prepare for
Right.
Canton South,
Yeah.
so it was difficult. But that team's they're solid. They have
Sure.
athletes on athletes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's really.
And for Alex, same kind of idea, I'm sure.
I would say it really made a difference. We went into the week, put in about a day and a half, 2 days on East Tech, trying to get ready for them with what we had. And you could tell Friday night, just to switch from Wednesday, Thursday to get ready for Canton South. Defense, if you only get 1 day really to kind of
Right.
run your defensive scheme. I mean, you could see it on Friday night. There were a couple times we would have a missed call or missed check, and it would just kind of you could tell.
Even from a coaching standpoint, you're preparing for one team on Friday night. You come back, and let's face it, you probably pop in the tape, and now all of a sudden you're switching gears. That's hard for everybody because that line of communication and practice from checks to game planning and schematics is completely different preparing for a Canton South team as it was to an East Tech team.
Very different.
Yep.
100%.
Now, for both of you, we know that Coach Henry runs a very tight ship when it comes to Claymont football. What is your favorite part about a week of preparation heading up to a game? He's going to say it's all bad. That's what Alex thinking right now.
No, it's I really do enjoy the preparation and getting ready. I would say my favorite part is whenever we go full team in offense, and kind of seeing what we're going to do that week and put it all together against a live look. I think that's kind of my most favorite part, I would say, just to really get full go and run our offense because the offensive side of the ball is definitely my favorite, so that's definitely what I look forward to.
Same with me, but the walkthroughs, those are also really nice to get a little break before the game and just slow it down and walk through everything. So.
Now, for both of you, both offense and defense, if I'm not mistaken, what is your favorite position that you guys play?
For offense, definitely wide receiver. And defense corner, yeah.
I play slot receiver and safety, but I definitely love playing receiver a lot more. Safety's fun, I enjoy it, but offense is definitely my favorite thing.
So you get used to running past people on the track. Now you get to do it on the football field too.
It's enjoyable, yeah.
Hey, speed kills, right?
Exactly.
So, okay, we're going to go off the football field and into the classroom. What's your favorite and least favorite subject?
I'd say I'm definitely a math guy. That's definitely my favorite subject. But I hate science.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever had a science class that I looked forward to. So, yeah, I definitely say science is definitely my least favorite, and I'm definitely a math guy.
Okay,
though.
all right.
Brody had a very strong reaction to the math.
Yes,
I'm the complete opposite of him, so I like science more than math. So
What's your favorite?
I like science.
Science is your favorite?
Science is your favorite, and math is your least favorite. Well, polar opposites. But
Well, I wouldn't have passed math in college if it wasn't for my wife, so I'm thankful for her.
it got you through.
Yeah.
And also for you guys, still in the sports subject, but out of high school football, of course. Favorite sports team?
The Browns.
All right.
Browns.
So you share in my misery. I understand.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an Ohio State football guy through and
Buckeyes.
through. I don't think I've ever missed a game in possibly like 4 or 5 years. I watch them all, and I love them. So I'm definitely a Buckeye for sure.
Okay, we're going to put it out there. Notre Dame comes to town. What's your prediction?
Vegas has Ohio State, so I think I do too, 100%.
Okay.
And even if they didn't, I'd probably still have them
Ohio
because
State by how many?
I got my Buckeyes by 3 touchdowns.
3 tutties.
Oh boy, strong predictions. Any guess for you, Brody?
That's probably the same.
3 tutties.
Probably the same.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, and really greatly appreciated having you join us here today. And Travis, you had something?
Yeah, guys, just before you go, is there anybody you want to shout out? Mom, dad,
Yeah,
brother,
I'd like to
sister,
shout out my
girlfriend?
mom and
Yeah.
my girlfriend, Julia.
Oh, he's got a girlfriend.
See-
You know those
see,
wide
he's listening.
receivers. Wide receivers have girlfriends.
Of course they
and
do.
quarterbacks.
Travis was a lineman. He didn't get that.
I want to shout out both of my parents and my grandparents. I definitely attribute a lot of my success to them, and they deserve a lot of the praise.
That's awesome.
Wonderful. Well, thank you,
Well, thanks,
Alec.
fellas.
And thank you, Brody, as well, for your time here for our Extra Point Show brought to you by Battle Motors. We'll be looking forward to some big plays throughout the entire season from both of you, so good luck to you both. And we will now go ahead and take our next time out here before we get back and get into Travis's department with the some linemen coming in.
I'd like to know how I got to the offensive line, even though I played tight end. That is kind of a lineman in the wing tee.
Travis, how many times were you blocking and how many times were you catching a pass?
90% blocking.
Yeah, there we go. So we're going to stick with that. Don't go anywhere. The Battle Motors Extra Point Show rolls on right after this.
The Extra Point Show, built by Battle Motors, will be back after this break. Battle Motors, purpose-built, quality-driven.
How does a new career in an extremely high-demand field sound to you? Well, the former Crane Carrier Company in New Philadelphia is now Battle Motors. Battle Motors is expanding rapidly for their all-new heavy-duty electric truck production. Battle Motors has immediate openings for assemblers, electrical technicians, painters, blasters, as well as numerous engineering and design positions. If you're interested in a great career opportunity, apply online at battlemotors.com/careers.
Purpose-built, quality-driven.
Back to the Battle Motors Extra Point Show live from the Dennison Yard. Nick McWilliams and Travis McClellan here for Big Z Sports. And Travis, you know, I had a couple pieces of pizza that, I'd say Shannon Thomas is enjoying, but he's dug into that salad now that's beside you, but that smell is just getting to me.
Yeah, this, you know, I parked out on the street there, and you could just smell this place, and I knew where to go. I didn't need directions. My nose led me.
I think if you come into certain parts of the Twin Cities, you can just figure it out from smell all the way around.
You don't need the Google Maps or Waze. You just go by your nose, I think.
Absolutely. So a big thank you to Dennison Yard for hosting us for this edition of the show, and a big thank you to Battle Motors for also putting this on. We've had the offensive specialist in, but now we're going to go to the line side of things. Is now joining us from the offensive line and defensive line, for that matter, Spencer McDonald and Jesse Siebert. As Jesse, you know, I see a smile on your face. Just if you guys don't know, off the air, both of them were like, "Oh man, really? We got to have the microphone." But maybe we'll start with Spencer then. Thank you so much for joining us here today and talking a little Mustangs football.
We've been practicing really hard, and I mean it's a great time over there. I mean we have fun, and line best spot, no doubt. Receivers they're sissies, you know. Now us in the trenches, we know how to do it, you know.
I like that.
Spencer, so you or Jesse and Spencer, just introduce yourself. What number are you, and what positions do you play?
I'm Spencer McDonald. I'm 60. And I play left guard and defensive tackle.
Okay. And you're a junior, you said?
I'm a junior,
okay.
Yes.
Jesse?
Jesse Seibert, number 52, and I play left tackle and defensive end, and I'm a senior.
Okay.
So really for the Mustangs and obviously your quarterback, Graydon Mooneyham, and pretty much everybody else on the offense, you're making sure everything is safe on the left side.
Oh, yeah. We try our best. People get through, but we just put our head back up, and we just get stuff done.
I think that's a good attitude. Is that something that Coach Henry has kind of talked to you guys about, staying positive? You know, bad plays will happen every now and again.
Yeah, I feel like we preach. I feel like our coaches preach to us, keep your head up high. Mistakes happen, but you just got to learn from them.
So, fellas, we talked about, I've been interviewing coaches. This is my 6th year here at Big Z.
Give or take.
And when we talk about 3 keys, I always ask coaches, hey, what's your 3 keys to winning the game? They always say win the line of scrimmage, right? Yep. The game is won and lost up front. What's your favorite thing about playing offensive line?
Just putting people on their back, honestly.
Nice, pancaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Pulling, best thrill of my life.
Yeah.
I love pulling and hitting the guy, and he goes on his back.
Okay, he doesn't see you coming, and then you get him. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, here's the thing about offensive line. Usually you don't get your name called unless you do something really bad. So, but, you know, every running back, every wide receiver will tell you they'd rather have a really good offensive line and an average backfield than the other way around, because if no one blocks for you, it's a long night.
Oh, yeah.
Now, run me through, guys, a little bit. You talked about the offensive side, loving to do the dirty work on the offensive side of the ball. How about on defense in the trenches there as well? I mean, you guys both seem to be having a pretty good attitude towards that, too.
Yeah, defense is great. I mean, getting through the line, it's an amazing feeling. Sacking the quarterback, best feeling, you know? Even if you contain him, it's still nice. You know, having your teammates tackle, best feeling ever.
Jesse, same for you, or you may be more of a fan of run stuffing?
No, I'm definitely a defensive guy, but I also do love nailing that running back. That's a proud moment to hit that hole right there. It's a great feeling.
Now, as I'm to understand, because I never played offensive line, I hear there's a lot of or defensive line, but I hear there's a lot of camaraderie between those two units. So, and I understand you guys have a lot that play both sides of the ball. So you guys, real tight knit group.
Oh yeah, it's hard work playing both sides, but we have a good amount of kids, so we get breaks, so it's not that bad.
Absolutely.
So, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I mainly play offense, but when we do get on defense, it's a nice feeling.
And then when you say you mainly play offense, so when the first team D is there, are you still on the offensive side of the ball working, giving them looks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's your contribution. So I want to jump into the schedule a little bit. I asked the other fellas about the quick change. You thought you had East Tech coming, but then they had a little helmet issue. Then you had to switch real quick with like a few days' notice and go play Canton South. Walk us through how that was when you were preparing for one opponent and had to switch to another.
Yeah, it's a difficult, mostly, middle of the week, because, I mean, we haven't scouted them at all.
Sure.
And I think you really have to deal with it. You have to watch film on that team now and get to know their players and what their tendencies are.
Sure.
Now, we had heard from Coach Henry, and we also heard from Alec and Brody that you guys have really had that win-the-day mentality. You guys have always been focusing on what you can do each day to get better. And how does that kind of drive your guys' confidence? You feel a lot better throughout the week in that idea?
Yeah, we do. I think every play, it's win. You know, you have to win. Even at practice, you know, if we can win the practice, it's a better day. You know, school even. If we can win at school, it's a great feeling.
Absolutely. And Jesse, I'll have your answer from that, but real quick, if you guys are watching on our YouTube channel, you see Jesse smiling off to the side. I think Coach Henry's making it hard for him over there. Is that what's happening?
No, Brody and Alec, I heard my name, so I just had to peek over, and they're looking at me. I don't like that.
But the win-the-day mentality, something that really helps you guys each day in practice, you think?
Oh, yeah. We definitely busted through practice, and feels like if we don't work, it feels like we ain't winning.
So you talked about win the day, and you talked about winning in school. So I asked them, I'll ask you again, what is your favorite subject in school, and what's maybe your least favorite for both of you?
I got to say college math.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I only got 2 classes, math and English, and I hate English. So
There you have
I
it.
got to go Miss Watkins math.
Okay.
I'd say for me, it's history. I love history. I'm a big World War II fan.
Okay.
And English. I never good at English.
Okay.
Probably never will be.
All right.
So maybe a common theme on the line for
Sure,
Claymont there
sure.
is English is not the favorite one. But something else. Go ahead, Travis.
No, go ahead.
Something else that he had asked prior to that with the winning in school, the favorite subjects and everything. How important as well is it that your coaching staff drives into you guys? Just what you do on this field is just as important as what you do in that classroom as well.
Yeah, Henry really emphasizes that. If we can't get our grades up, we can't play. So I mean, he nails us for having bad grades. I mean, I really haven't had that problem, but there's some of us that have.
I appreciate you having to make sure. I had to throw that in there. I haven't had that problem. Jesse, same thing that you felt as well.
Oh yeah, I've never been a kid that struggled with grades. I got a very, very demanding mother to do that part of the job.
Well, I wondered when you said college math.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I've heard coaches preach it, but I've really just never had that problem.
So I'm going to ask you both, and you both can have a chance to answer. Are you superstitious, and what superstitions do you have?
Second time we've had the
You
mic
can say
move on
none.
that.
Really none.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really have any superstitions about our team.
Okay, not listen to the same music or see. I wore the same shirt under my pads all the way through and through college. So.
Oh my goodness!
I think I had that the first year.
Okay.
I wore the same tank top, but I think I grew out of that. Now I'm no shirt. So.
Okay. Oh, you're going no shirt. That's an offensive lineman for you. I love that.
Yeah, I think I grew out of that.
So since you don't have superstitions, what's your pregame music for both of you? What do you listen to in the headphones?
Rap or rock.
Okay.
I mean, something loud.
I gotcha.
Get me pumped up.
All right.
Depends how I wake up. Mainly rap, but sometimes I'll switch it over to my boy Zach Bryan.
Okay.
Playing some country.
There you go.
I
Get
like
both
him.
in there.
Oh yeah.
We got a real good mix there
Sure,
from
sure.
both of you guys. Also, other sports you play, Jesse, I believe you're basketball.
I am, yep.
And Spencer, I'm not sure with you, but go ahead.
I do track and field.
Okay.
Mainly shot put and disc. I'm not a good runner. Yeah.
Now, this would be interesting, I think, with the offensive line side of it. With shot and disc, does that help you maybe with some technique things on the offensive line?
Really, it helps with your footwork and hand placement. I mean, if we can't, know where our hands are and feet are, it's hard to block. So, yeah, shot put definitely helps.
Well, fellas, I want to ask you. We've asked everybody so far. Any shout-outs? Mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, girlfriends? What do you got?
I would like to shout out my mom and my
Okay.
brothers and sister. I mean, they are tremendous help getting me to football practice, picking me up, and my friend Tyler. I mean, he gets me to school, takes me to practice too.
Awesome.
Great helps.
Awesome.
Great on that, Spencer. Jesse, for you?
Shout out my mom, my dad, always busting my butt, making me who I am. My grandparents are doing the same thing and always providing for me and my family. Just family and God.
Oh, that's
all
awesome.
it is, and friends.
Great stuff. Well, thank you both so much for joining us here for the Extra Point Show. We'll be looking forward to some more good pancake blocks out there from the Mustangs, and keep that good attitude rolling as well, both of you. It's been a pleasure to talk with.
Yeah, good luck at Fairless this week, fellas.
That was once again Spencer McDonald and Jesse Siebert for the Claymont Mustangs. And that will do it for this segment of the Battle Motors Extra Point Show. We will go ahead and take our final break of the evening, come back, talk a little bit more about the Mustangs football program, maybe a little bit more about some upcoming Claymont things you need to keep your eyes on as well. Don't go anywhere. Nick and Travis return after this.
The Extra Point Show, built by Battle Motors, will be back after this break. Battle Motors, purpose-built, quality-driven.
How does a new career in an extremely high-demand field sound to you? Well, the former Crane Carrier Company in New Philadelphia is now Battle Motors. Battle Motors is expanding rapidly for their all-new heavy-duty electric truck production. Battle Motors has immediate openings for assemblers, electrical technicians, painters, blasters, as well as numerous engineering and design positions. If you're interested in a great career opportunity, apply online at battlemotors.com/careers.
Built by Battle Motors, purpose-built, quality-driven.
What an enjoyable evening it has been in the Twin Cities. Nick McWilliams, Travis McClelland, and Adam Sawecki, who's working on some salad now from the Dennison Yard, and rightfully so.
Yeah, and thanks to Claxon Communication and
Absolutely.
Our main lady there, Lydia, she's always with us. Shannon Thomas came out, and thanks to Dennison Yard, Battle Motors, we couldn't do this without any of them.
No, we absolutely couldn't. It's been great hospitality, as we always would expect from Dennison Yard. They always give you the best, and absolutely a shout out to Lydia, who's on a one-woman show right now.
She is, and she's here at all of our stuff for Big Z. I think she probably got here at lunchtime and to set up, and she puts in the hours.
The person who does probably the most work for us behind the scenes, well, actually just most work for us, period, but has the least camera time either.
Yeah, that's true. And
she prefers that. She just.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Adam.
Oh, Adam. Maybe wherever Adam went. He didn't hear that. Maybe he'll hear it back later.
But listen, Nick. You had this kind of hospitality here. The coaches were happy to be here. We got time with the AD. He's super busy too. A coach, honestly, probably doesn't want to take time out, but he does because he knows what it means to his kids. And he brought 4 players here tonight, and that access, that's special. And they take their time out. They like what we do. We like what they do. It's a great partnership.
Well, sometimes you'll see a team that maybe has gotten off to that winless start. 0-2 is Claymont so far, and you see them just downtrodden. They don't want to deal with doing things like this. They kind of look like they might be defeated. You're not getting that from any of those Mustangs.
No, you know what? They were positive. They were positive across the board, and they're talking about win the day. And the reality is you either get better or worse. You never stay the same. So they want to win the day at practice. They want to win the day at school. They want to win the day with their friends. They want to win their day when they're off and no one knows, but they're representing Claymont. And those kids did that. They're positive. They're working towards it. And I wish them nothing but success.
Oh, we all wish them nothing but success. We know Coach Henry going to get things moving in the right direction with those Mustangs. Truthfully, week 1, we kind of mentioned it with Harrison Central, and so did Coach. There were things moving in the right direction.
Yeah, they had them going. They had some breakdowns, and unfortunately that it didn't turn out how they like. But you got to build on the positives, and they're more to football than just wins and losses, and they're doing it the right way down here.
And with that Canton South game, the uncertainty of having to schedule somebody and bring them down, and we know how good Canton South is.
Basically a day and a half prep.
Yeah.
Canton South they have Coach Dennison up there, who we know his past record, and they have some dudes. He's really happy with that junior class up there, and then not to be able to scout them, not to have film on them until late, not to be able to prep for them. That's very difficult. They went up there and took a loss, but you learn things from those games.
Well, you absolutely do. Now, going down through the schedule once again, we mentioned a little bit about it with Coach Henry, but up next at the Fairless Falcons, a playoff team from last year. Fairless off to another hot start. It's going to be a tough one, but with Claymont having that positive attitude, you can go into a place like that as the underdog and all of a sudden say, hey, you know what, we're going to make this our turf.
Yeah, and Fairless, Coach Starball's been great to us, and we got to see him early in the year. They're a talented football team. I mentioned with Coach Henry, 10 senior starters on defense, and so they're very senior-laden, but, Claymont is going to go up there, and that's your mindset. You're going to do everything right, one play at a time. You don't worry about the big picture upset. It's win one play at a time.
So now getting into IVC-related play, we've talked about this before. We know the IVC is such a very, very tough conference to play in. When you're the Mustangs and you're trying to get things in the right direction, you're looking at some of these juggernauts from your conference and you're thinking, well, how in the world are we going to do this?
Yeah.
But that's where you come back to, the idea of it's just one game at a time.
It is just one game at a time, and you have to have a measuring stick for success. And, you look at the Pirates and Ridgewood and in Valley, and you look at the IVC South, and you're in Murderer's Row in the IVC South. No offense to the IVC North, that's great football too. But if you're in the IVC South, you're staring down the barrel at some good football, and so that makes you raise your level so you can compete with those kind of teams.
Well, thank you, Travis, for your time here today.
Thank you, Nick. Had a great time.
And an absolute big shout-out and thank you once again. I think we've said it enough times tonight, but still, huge thank you to the Dennison Yard. Hospitality second to none. Come on down if you're looking for some great, awesome pizza, pasta. Favorite thing off the menu, maybe?
I looked at that pizza, and I think I'm going to get on some of that here in a little bit, and those cheese sticks look nice, too. I'm going to leave the salad to Adam and Shannon.
Yeah, you don't do the rabbit food?
Well, I had a salad for lunch.
Salad,
I had a salad for lunch, so I'm going for something a little heavier.
Fair enough. Well, and also a huge major shout-out as well to Battle Motors. They've jumped on this year, and they've partnered with us on a lot of different things, and what a great partnership
Allow us
it's
to
been.
do this. Yep, great partnership. They're wonderful to work with. Adam works with them real closely, and we look forward to working with them for a long time.
And a big thank you to everyone who joined us from the Claymont Mustangs. Again, head coach Eric Henry, athletic director Justin Jones, as well as Alec Tarakitis, Brody Moreland, Spencer McDonald, and Justin Siebert. We appreciate them all coming on, and go Mustangs.
Yeah, Jesse Siebert. But
what did I say?
Justin.
Did I really?
He might have been here too, but
not that one. Jesse, my bad, Jesse.
No, but it was wonderful. What a great group of young men. Very polite, very positive, awesome experience down here in the Twin Cities.
And if you are in the Twin Cities in the Claymont district, or you just want to come down for some good athletics, be sure to check out the volleyball team, as was mentioned by Athletic Director Jones, golf team. Lots of great stuff happening here in the Twin Cities. That will do it for the Battle Motors Extra Point Show for this Wednesday night. Of course, Big Z Sports will be back next Wednesday bringing you another edition of this. And, of course, on Friday, we will also be bringing you more of the best high school football coverage you can possibly find. This guy will be one of the people bringing that to you.
I'll be one there, yeah.
You will. Again, Nick, Travis signing off for now. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, Z Country.
Thanks for listening to the Big Z Sports Extra Point Show, powered by Battle Motors, purpose-built, quality-driven. Tune in this Friday starting at 5 p.m. for the most comprehensive high school football show in the area, Big Z Sports.